you mentioned about Trump looking only for the Nobel Prize. So recently, Israel has also nominated Donald Trump for the Nobel Prize. So what's your take on that?
See, from his campaign, I mean, around last year when he was campaigning till today, I tell you, as a expert, as a student of West Asia, if not an expert, as a student of West Asia, I can tell you that Israel could not even have dreamt of having such a supportive president. I mean,
Mm.
in last not even a year, in last 6 or 7 months, Israel has ravaged, if I am to use this word, and it has almost bombed almost all the its neighboring countries and has got
Even yeah, even bombing
Qatar,
Qatar to
Qatar
find Hamas leader there. That
to
is
not just find but to annihilate leaders and
mm,
those leaders who are involved in the negotiation with Israel. So this is something
yeah.
that needs to be pointed out that and
Mm,
there are the things become even more complicated because uh, it is a fact that
mm,
Hamas is holding this Qatar is holding the Hamas office at the request of US, and some people also say that at the request of Israel. So,
mm,
and I think this is going to be a big trouble because earlier Israel has bombed countries that were not very strong or did not have very cordial relations with US. But
mm,
Qatar, as you know, that it is a very friendly regime of US, and it
yeah.
also happens to be the country that has the biggest base in of US in their land. Al
Mm,
Udeid base is the biggest US base, and it is also a very economically strong country, and it is also a member of GCC, and it also
mm,
happens to be a country that has got a very strong weapon. I mean,
yeah.
that in terms of informational warfare, which is
Mm.
Al Jazeera. So Al Jazeera
Yeah.
acts like a very strong weapon. I mean, in terms of information warfare.
Yes, absolutely.
So
And Al Jazeera has been banned in Israel, if I'm not
Israel.
wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So my point is that
Mm,
for last 2 3 days, what I'm saying is that,
mm,
and I'm afraid that this bombing
mm,
perhaps may cause a rare Arab unity. I mean, Arabs
yeah.
may speak in whatever manner they want that they
Mm,
have always been united, but when it comes
mm,
to walking the talk, they have never walked the talk of this
mm,
so-called Arab unity. But I'm
mm,
afraid that this bombing may actually develop this Arab unity because uh, Qatar may invoke this idea that see if a strong country, if a very strong US ally, if a country which is so developed, which is Qatari dollars and Qatari currencies is one of the strongest currencies of the world, and they are business centers. People go there for investing money and all that. It's a country of elites. So if
yes.
Qatar can be bombed, but
Yeah.
there are also questions that whether Qatar knew about it or whether US knew about it. As far as the reports have come till now, that as of now that US was not aware of it and US got to know very late. But
Mm,
there are, as an analyst, I believe that there are
mm,
chances that it may cause some kind of friction between
mm,
Arab countries, between US and its Arab allies who have always
mm,
supported
mm, mm,
US. And and also, I want to draw your attention to a fact that this week, I mean, this upcoming
mm,
week, will also
mm.
mark 5 years of Abrahamic Accord. I mean,
Right.
so 5 years is a very significant number. I
Mm,
mean, five is a very significant number, and 5 years is a significant time.
mm,
So I want to inform this to your audience that Abrahamic Accord was signed between uh, Israel and
mm,
two important West Asian countries, or that is UAE and Bahrain. So and others, some couple of some other countries. And it was signed when Trump was president, and it was signed in the thick of COVID. You must be remembering. So
mm,
it was a very major step for the normalization of relations of Israel with major Arab countries, and UAE, as you know, it is a very strong country in terms of economy, and it is considered the business center of the world. I mean,
yes.
businesses from all rich people from all elites from all parts of the world, they invest
Yes.
there, they go there.
Mm,
So now I'm reading reports that UAE is having a rethink of this Abrahamic Accord. So, I mean, I'm not criticizing Israel, or neither am appreciating it, but I
mm,
think that their foreign policy establishment need to ponder, to stop and think that whether this kind of
mm,
forward policies are going
mm.
to benefit Israel, or they will in the long run damage Israel's interest.
Yeah.
And it also links to India also, because see,
Mm,
you remember that in Prime Minister Modi, I think day before yesterday,
mm.
he condemned this activity without naming Israel. He
Yeah.
condemned this attack on the
Mm,
brotherly nation of
mm.
Qatar, and he
Yes.
said that the violation of sovereignty cannot
Mm,
be accepted in any
mm,
circumstance, in any case, in any
mm,
circumstances.
mm,
So I think that we have a lot of traction with Qatar, our businesses, our
yes.
geopolitical understanding, our strategic
Mm,
understanding. They are converge with Israel. And if
mm,
situation becomes precarious in West Asia, especially in GCC countries, so it will be very detrimental for our own national interest. So that is why Prime Minister made it clear. And I am very
mm,
sure that in private, through private conversations also, or in non-official conversations, India would have clearly conveyed this to Israel that as a friend we would suggest, like, friends don't they don't bully you, or they have a very friendly uh,
mm,
conversation, that I think it would be beneficial for you, and especially for us, that peace remains in at least the GCC countries, or there should not be some kind, militarily confrontation between countries like say Qatar
mm.
and Israel.
Yeah, absolutely.